They arrived in 2 cars, but they're now preparing to form one government. The DUP leader's deal to restore power sharing has paved the way for Michelle O'Neill to become Northern Ireland's first nationalist First Minister.
I welcome that. That's exactly where we all should be. This is what goes to the heart of the Good Friday Agreement. Power sharing is the only show in town. So I'm finally glad that we're getting to a juncture where actually that may be possible once again. But then it's about beyond that. What do we do next?
It's a defining moment for unionism, holding out the prospect of devolution within days. Sir Geoffrey Donaldson says the UK government will table legislation addressing his concerns about the Brexit border in the Irish Sea.
Some people said you're going to take the green lane and paint it red, white and blue and put a flag on it. Well, if someone wants to put a flag on it, whatever. But as far as we are concerned, the green lane will go and be replaced by the UK internal market system.
Sir Geoffrey Donaldson says this deal means there will be 0 checks on goods coming from Great Britain to Northern Ireland and remaining here, and that EU law will no longer apply automatically in this part of the United Kingdom. But those claims will be tested against the legislation once it's published. The breakthrough came after 5 hours of talks on a night of high drama for the DUP. Protests outside, overshadowed by a leak from inside. Jamie Bryson, a loyalist activist, posted a running commentary online from a source attending the meeting. How did you breach the security of the DUP?
Well, I didn't. I think the DUP breached their own security, I have to say.
There is some suggestion that someone in that meeting was wearing a wire. Is that accurate?
Yeah, I would ask you who your sources are, how you obtain them.
The Northern Ireland Secretary briefed the Cabinet but hasn't released the details yet. He had already pledged £3.3 billion of support to any new Stormont administration.
I believe that all the conditions are now in place for the Assembly to return, and I look forward very much to the restoration of the institutions at Stormont as soon as possible.
2 years without a government here has fuelled a crisis in Northern Ireland's public services. 10 days ago, 170,000 workers took to the streets to demand a pay rise. Marie Irwin was one of them.
The morale in Northern Ireland has hugely suffered. It has been hugely impacted. People have no belief in our government anymore. People are sad, and I think mental health levels have risen hugely in this small country. And I do think that that has a direct impact to us not having a government up and running.
Endless talk about borders only adds to the challenge of power sharing. But if this deal sticks, Northern Ireland could have a new government by the weekend. And it's Rishi Sunak who'll have got Brexit done. David Blevins, Sky News at Stormont.